Sob story.
that we've already read.
Alright. Whenever you're ready. Are you ready? You ready? Okay. Alright, go.
Alright, I'm going to address the environmental costs of the affirmative team's harm and see if we have a justification for change. And then if I have time, we'll look at how we're going to have a counterproductive policy with their proposed policy change. Let's look at the significance argument on justification for change and look at the environmental costs specifically with greenhouse gases. My opponent's argument is that greenhouse gases rise and hydrocarbons rise with ethanol and therefore cause death in the United States. However, my argument here is going to be life cycle costs. Essentially, we need to look at the entire life cycle of ethanol compared to that of oil or gas. And we'll explain this life cycle, the importance of the life cycle with an analogy. You go to a movie and you want to critique that movie. You want to decide whether or not that movie is going to be entertaining at the end. So you see one scene of the movie and you say, oh, that was a decent scene. That scene itself should not tell you that the entire movie is going to be amazing and wonderful. You have to see the entire movie put together, and so you can see the end result. So let's look at the life cycle. When you actually look at the life cycle cost, we see that evidence specifically to life cycle has shown that over the entire cycle of ethanol production, we see decreased emissions and better effects on human health. Now, the second point under this is comparing affirmative and negative evidence, as we both have evidence talking about the net emissions of ethanol. When you look at the affirmative team's evidence, it specifies global, and it talks about different countries along with the U.S., specifically Brazil, so countries that aren't as efficient as the United States. When you look at the negative team's evidence when it comes to the life cycle and the net emissions, it's specifically to the United States. And why is this important? It's because the United States has more efficient measures of producing ethanol. We're not going to just go take down an entire forest as some other country might do. That's why we need to look at specific United States and specifically the life cycle of ethanol emissions. And when you look at that, ethanol is superior to gas or oil.